Welcome to day 12 of our 30-day progressive meditation series. Yesterday I spoke about judgment, particularly around the meditation practice and how we judge our practice and ourselves, and how that prevents us from gaining further clarity that would eventually help us find deeper states of meditation. See if you can withhold judgment, suspend it, and instead just note what is going on. The better you can plainly state the facts, the more insight, the more clarity of mind you will ultimately have. So we're going to just jump right into this meditation today, and I'll follow it with some discussion. So set yourself up. If you need to pause this, find some movement, do some relaxation breathing, find a comfortable seat. And when you're ready, come back. Now that you've found your comfortable seat and you're sitting tall, shoulders over hips and ears over shoulders, let's begin. If you found yourself distracted, just remember to come back to your point of concentration, whether that's the breath, a place on your body, listening to a sound. If you notice the mind is overactive and busy, take some time to further relax yourself using the breath. Come on back to your surroundings now. Take a moment to note how you feel. Maybe compare this to how you felt when you initially sat down. So I just want to talk about nutrition and meditation for a moment. If you find that your normal mental state tends to be overactive or underactive, there's a good chance your nutrition plays a role in that. For example, you tend to have an overactive mind, can't sit still. You may be someone who consumes too much caffeine. If you tend to have problems thinking clearly, you may be consuming foods that are overprocessed, too heavy, or inappropriate for the time of day. These are just very stereotypical examples. It may be the complete opposite. It may be that if you have trouble thinking clearly, maybe you've had too much caffeine, or any other reason. The point is, you need to look at your nutrition as something that systemically affects your state of being. And to do this requires a little bit of detective work. It requires you probably keep a journal of foods that you're eating and how those foods make you feel. Not just immediately afterwards, but maybe for the entire day. It's also important to inspect what drives you towards certain foods. And this comes back to this discussion about judgment. Because more often than not, our food choices are automatic. And we'd benefit from a little bit more curiosity around what drives us towards certain foods. So as an example, if I was offered two options for a meal, say option A is macaroni and cheese and option B is salad, my automatic instinct is to go for the macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese just sounds delicious. Salad, not so much. But under those very superficial judgments that summarize a lot of other details that I'm not immediately aware of, if I dive a little deeper, I'll realize, macaroni and cheese, it's cold outside and it sounds so warming. It sounds hearty. It sounds filling and comforting. It sounds easy to eat. Salad, though, sounds cold, hard to eat, like a lot of work to chew it. Probably it's going to be bitter, and it's not going to be very filling. And this goes deeper too. There's a history with foods. For example, macaroni and cheese might be something that's always been comforting to you, or a meal that you've gone to over the years for comfort. And so it has some momentum to it. Now remember, the point is not to judge a food as good or bad. It's to gain more insight about that thing, what drives us towards it, and how it makes us feel. Because over time, as we gain more insight and therefore more clarity, we can make different choices. We can consciously make different choices. And when we start to make choices that lead us to a more stable, more peaceful place, we'll find that our meditation practices improve. So that's it for today. I hope you're enjoying this series, finding it useful. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We're going to be talking about listening.